She's singing.
She's singing, but you wrote it with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wrote it.
All right, we're back. Just listening to snippets of Kim Fowley and Noisy here on Inside Out with Joey Blaney. We got a lot of construction going on in Hollywood. Kim, how has Hollywood changed since you first started?
The haircuts are different, the diseases are different, the drugs are different, but everything else remains the same.
You've been consistent.
I'm an asshole and a piece of shit, but I have a heart of gold.
The heart of gold. Underneath the shit, the vomit, and everything.
Yeah.
I love the color commentary from Wendy over there. All of a sudden you hear, oh, ooh. What's up, Wendy?
I'm just feeling very reactive today.
How come?
I'm just excited to be here. It's funny, I was actually going to surprise Kim coming in. I was going to surprise you by showing up, but then you called yesterday. You're like, I'm going to be on the show. You should come on the show. And I was totally
What is all those
surprised you.
weird sounds, man?
It's the vibrator of God.
Oh, this is part of the shtick of the hustle? Oh, in other words, that isn't somebody saying, turn it down, Jesus. How about this? Jesus saves, Moses invests. When I first moved to Beverly Hills, my father and I had lived in an abandoned house in a Mexican-American neighborhood called San Fernando. He got the Swimming in the Rain gig, and we moved to Beverly Hills, and I got to go to the YMCA for the first day, and someone said all Christians will meet in the telephone booth. And my Jewish friend said, don't go down there. And then some guy with red hair at O'Brien something or other got his ass kicked. And then I realized that I was spiritually Jewish, which helps in the music industry, which is Jewish mafia business.
So you're spiritually Jewish, emotionally Catholic, atheist?
Well, if you're Catholic, it's called guilt, and if you're Jewish, it's called gelt. So there's very little difference between gelt and guilt. My dad's from the Bronx.
Okay, New York City.
He landed there, and that's all. What happened? Lenny Bruce said, in reference to Bob Dylan, if you're Irish from the Bronx, you're more Jewish than being Hebrew from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think that was directed to Bob Zimmerman. And I was a student of Sally Marr, who was his mother. I was the only comedy student besides Lenny Bruce. And he and I would never do a duel. I wanted to do a poetry duel with him, and he wouldn't do it. His mother tried to get us at the Cornet to do it back in '59. So she sent me to Red Fox, and he kicked my ass on stage. He was a lot better at it.
He was quick.
Oh, yeah.
That's before the dope took over.
He said, what's this white non-Jew doing in front of me? I said, about to be slaughtered. He said, you know it. And give the man a drink and let him sit down. He doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with the master, and I used that word master and master of disaster on that record. That's where I channeled it from. It all came around. Christine Blood, you had a wife or a girlfriend, didn't you, at the time?
I had a girlfriend.
She's still there?
Yeah.
You with her all this time?
All this time.
So you're actually a noble beast.
Yeah, I'm a noble cock, thank you. Yeah, the ancient cock and the noble cock here on Radio Titans. So basically, you've met everybody within the industry. I
haven't met Lady Gaga or Madonna yet. They should do a duet.
Well, that's after the feud, right? Or is that
I don't know.
But you've met everybody from Zeppelin to Leonard Cohen.
Well, I did poetry duel with Leonard Cohen, and I stumped him on the word cabbage. Couldn't rhyme it.
What would you rhyme with cabbage?
Ravage.
Savage.
Nice.
Yeah, he had Joni Mitchell and Judy Collins with him. And he would say, I have two bitches that are hot, kind of with stance, and I was in the alley looking up at them, and I said, I'm going to challenge you to a duel, fool. And we went back and forth, and I got him on cabbage. And then he got those two women, but they weren't dirty enough for me anyway. So I didn't care.
What was the greatest love of your life?
So far or recently?
So far.
So mercy.
Yeah.
I know, because I was there you were dictating texts to me to text to her. They were pretty graphic.
Well, Snow and Mercy, so far, has been the great love of my life.
What sets her apart from all the others in your 73 years?
I loved her as a human being. Not her, but her real name, which will I'm not gonna say on the air.
That's fine.
But the person that she is deep down is the one that will always be in love with, and that person has gone somewhere else in the metaphysical plane, and now she's no mercy. And of course, I recorded her, and we have music that's doing well in places like St. Louis and Portugal, of all places. She's in the movie Black Room Doom, and also in the movie Golden Road to Nowhere. And you're in Golden Road to Nowhere.
Yeah, let's talk about Golden Road to Nowhere. Let's
What's
get
your line in the movie about murder and fucking? Go ahead.
Oh, but I like to pretend like I'm being murdered or something while I'm having sex and you're feeding me lines. Or...
Yeah, but you said it, and then I'd stroke a butcher knife right afterwards.
I think it was like I dream about murder when I'm having sex. It was something like that. I don't remember. People were pretty shocked when they heard me say it. They're like, "Oh my God, do you really?" I'm like, "No." Kim was standing there.
Well, all this is on YouTube.
Oh,
It's called, if you go to Kim Fowley's Video Magic right now, Kim Fowley's Video Magic on YouTube, and you look for the Black Room Doom trailer, you'll see all three of these girls on it, and Stone Mercy, and Nikki Rouge, and then and Elmira. And then if you go to Ed 7 Miles, and then if you go to Golden Road to Nowhere, you see you. And then Stone Mercy. Brianna's on there too. Brianna is the lead singer of a band called Lust for Lies.
Lust for Lies?
Yeah, she's out there on the high wire. See, there it is. Can you let them see some of it or what?
Yeah, I think we can even pipe it through.
No. Okay. No, that's the wrong one.
Okay, which one?
Yeah,
I have seen this. I've done all the
What's the
research.
name
You said the Golden Road to Nowhere,
Golden Road
the
to
Satan Silver
Nowhere.
Lake, the
She's insane that you drive-
Gall Boy, everything.
You dry up a tree and save them slowly.
I do, and I eat a taco in slow motion.
Wow.
That was a real taco, and I was really
Was
eating
it?
it.
Wow.
Is there ever going to be a Kim Fowley Film Festival?
Prop taco.
Well, I'm going to be on the red carpet tomorrow night at the LA Fetish Film Festival with the fabulous Nicola and the exciting Severa, and who's also a Black Lagoon girl. I'm going to be out there. And then we're coming Friday night to your birthday party.
Yay, Friday night at the Bike Room at 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. My band's going to be playing, and I'm really excited.
But we can't be there because we're on TV between 6 and 8 on another show.
Yeah, you can plug that other show.
What's the other show? Okay, the other show is called, what's the other show called? It's Lena's show.
Oh, yeah, Lucaro's show?
Yeah, Lena Licara's show.
On Mohique Radio, isn't it?
Yeah, there's Christine Blood right there.
Yeah, and there's the Kim Fowley.
Oh, Christine Blood's in Golden Road to Nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Along with Stone Mercy, and there she's
Oh, there she is. There's Christine.
Okay.
I think she had a crush on me or something. She wanted to hook up with me before she hooked up with you.
What does that mean? You're bisexual too, or is she?
I think she's very bisexual.
Oh, really? Gee, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she really
Wendy, are you bisexual?
Yes, I am, but that girl really was, she was trying pretty hard, I remember. She was being pretty graphic. I was like, wow. We did a photo shoot together, and I think she got a little, it was like a kind of fetishy photo shoot where we were like dressed in lingerie. And lots of
But
people
guess who
in
I'm
the
running
river.
for now? The magazine you modeled for.
Which one?
Girls and Corpses.
Oh, you're gonna run Girls and Corpses now?
No, I'm not running, I have an article.
He's
in
running.
there.
No more corpsey? Okay, there's
No, he's hired me to do it.
Oh, nice.
It's for the medical fetish issue.
Oh, wow.
And it's called The Slow Death of the Devil Dog, where I described that my sexual activity since birth and my recent breakthrough on the squirt and sperm plane may be causing my demise. And I also am a cancer survivor, and I have all kinds of ailments, and then how I integrate disease and orgasm and everything else. So it's pretty good. You typed the thing as a...
Yeah, I typed it yesterday.
How was it typing that?
It was great.
Step into the microphone.
Oh, am I really far away?
Can you jack off to it?
It was really awesome. He's such a good writer. It's amazing.
Oh,
So
that's-
you should definitely read it. It's very graphic, but it's amazing.
I can imitate, what is that? Kim Fowley, part skeleton, part piece of shit.
You might not have
Part-
sex after you read the article.
Part devil,
Yeah.
part hot dog, part swollen gland. If you're masturbating to the sound of my voice, use a candle and you can light it at the other end and you go, wow. Burn down the name of the spirit. Come on now, it's okay. The teardrops and the cotton can meet together. You've unleashed upon Satan's playground, planet Earth.
How
Well
did
done.
Somebody's already moaning to you through the wall. I
There
can
you
hear
go.
it.
I like the sound effects that go on when I hear the drill bits going. Is there a book? Are
Yeah.
you gonna write a book?
It's coming out, name the book. What's the book called?
Lord of Garbage.
When's it coming out?
It's coming out the end of this month.
That's
And it's
right.
gonna be on Kick's Books. It's in New York City.
That's really good.
And this is gonna be the Kim Fowley story, or a certain part of it.
Just put it down, so I can catch it on the answer. But put it down, bring it down, bring it down.
I'm trying.
Okay, you can't jack off to my voice if some dog is being strangled.
They're doing dental surgery in the building.
Okay. All right, man. Okay.
I think we're above the dentist office.
Yeah.
I think this is noise is used to that sound.
Yeah.
Okay, Lord of Garbage was written when I was on morphine in a recovery room after a cancer procedure.
I swear to God, that's not me, sir.
What is it?
It's somebody constructing right below us.
Oh, she's sitting. Anyway. Okay, so I'm in the morphine place, and no, it's okay, nothing about it. And I started writing it there, and I have bladder cancer surgery recall every 2 months for 2 years, and then I had it every 6 months for the next 3 years. So they stick needles in your cock and your penile and cameras, and they take out elements of your penile wall, bladder wall, and stomach, which means every time I fuck, I have to reconnect. Every time I take a body part out and overcompensate, so my sexuality is pretty hideous. And so I figured that's the time to write a book. It's the book that Iggy Pop should have written when he was on morphine, if he ever was. So it's that, and it explains, it's a 3 series. The first book is 1939 to 1969, along with poetry I wrote at the time. So it's half poetry and half explanation of what I was going through. And then the second one is 1969 to 1995, and then the last one is 1995 to when I'm dead, which will be soon. Death is my next long-term project.
So you think you're in the last act of your
Oh yeah. Name who's in my will at this time.
Snow Mercy.
So Mercy. Hey,
Yeah,
can I tell them what you
she
started
can
the
have the
Mercy
right
story?
18-year-old guy, and then they can have their own dungeon together with the money from all these royalties and stuff.
Are you a millionaire?
I have been for a long time.
Yeah, I've been for a long time.
Well, I play horror.
You the Academy Award for Paul? For?
Well, how bad is my apartment where I live?
Almost as bad as my car looks right now.
Is it dog Scott?
It is.
It's very teenage.
I have a hilarious Snow Mercy story. And I went over to play my new songs for Kim. So we were deciding which songs to play on the record. And Kim, he doesn't use a couch in the living room. We just kind of sit on the floor. And Kim was not just sitting on the floor. He was laying on the floor and he was moaning and groaning. Oh, and every time he had to get up, it was like such a big production. The guy he couldn't even walk. He was like crawling around the apartment like, oh, I need a glass of water. And he was like, he had just seen snow, and he was like, I'm so tired. He's like, she's like 11 feet tall. I have to fuck that beast. I'm so exhausted. He was so worn out from having sex with his girlfriend. He couldn't even move. He's just laying on the floor like, all right, Wendy, play me another one.
No, I don't think that's the story. I think the story.
And no, that's not the story.
No, the story was talking to her on the phone. And I think it was because...
You were tired just from talking to her?
Well, that's because having sex with her was a pleasure and privilege. And then talking to her was always a difficulty in trying to come to terms with humanity and insanity, you know.
I remember her, like, she was calling, like, because we were still working, it was like midnight or 12:15, and we're on the computer, and I was typing and you were dictating to me, and she kept calling and like screaming at you, like, what's going on with this Wendy, you know, like, because she thought, like, she's like, what are they doing? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know nothing's happening, because I'm typing on the computer.
Let me ask you a question. What did you think of Christine's thought of me? Well, what was the body language you saw with that?
She loved you. Love.
Did she ever tell you that?
Yeah.
What? I never knew.
Yeah,
She totally did.
Yeah, she loved you. You were like the mentor that she was looking for, the father figure.
So it was Daddy goes Dallas or something?
Well,
That's Christine.
she told me, she was like that Christine thought she was a genius and you brought the good genius out of
No,
her.
she was a good performer.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear her sing?
Oh yeah, I used to see her in New York play all the time.
She's good.
And that before
She
dancing.
had the wrong husband producer. She had a husband who couldn't produce. And so she was a good recording artist who married the wrong producer.
A lot of people, a lot of girls in this industry do that. They marry the wrong agent, they marry the wrong person.
Well, they say for every goddess, there has to be a slime ball counting numbers and reading contracts. While they're out in front turning people on, there's the guy backstage counting money.
You brought probably the best of her musical career out of her.
Yeah, she...
Are you in touch with her at all? Or?
No, when Snow Mercy and I got tight, she went away.
Figuratively?
Yeah, she was from my father's neighborhood, and she looked like my mom, and she had my dad's New York accent. That was the turn on.
That was, and how did you meet her?
Girls and Corpses.
Oh, Robert Ryan.
I met her and others who will be nameless.
There's,
No, we don't talk about the
there's a
other.
lot of girls running around those Girls and Corpses party.
Well, remember, Kim isn't fetish. Kim's a freak. There's a difference.
What is the difference?
Enough, Kim?
What is the difference between fetish and freak?
I think, well...
Passion, isn't it?
No, I think in fetish, it's therapy for the client. And I think it's compensation and it's expansion of an obsession and an addiction without value judgment. It's not vanilla. And it's like anything good, you can run it in the ground or you can deal with it. I think as a person who have dated the dominatrix, which was what Christine was,
Right.
and Snow Mercy, sometimes there's a decompression. It's like when I go on stage, I have to, and I play a character, I have to decompress when I go to eat at the end of the night or go home or something. I have to rejoin the human race.
Right, because the adrenaline is
Yeah,
just
so-
up there and the
yeah.
lactic acid
So I
during
think
this
if you're in a
intro.
dungeon or you're performing intimacy in these conceptual ways, to rejoin the civilian population, the human race, sometimes it's awkward for those of us in the human race or those of us who aren't in the torture chamber at that moment. And myself and others have had difficulty in coexisting. The idea of all of that ritualistic stuff is a turn on until maybe they have a bad day or no one shows up, or maybe it's a messy encounter and it kind of comes your way through osmosis. It's not easy to coexist.
You sure